Hello, everybody. Now let's take a look at lesson 11 from HSK Book 1. Uh, I should have done this lesson, but for some reason I didn't, and now I'm making it up. Anyway, the title of the lesson is 现在几点？现在的意思是 now, it means now. 几 how many? 点 o'clock. Some people will say what o'clock. But that's the English translation, Okay, it's not really a literal translation. Literal 几 is how many, and when you use 几, it is understood that the amount that you're questioning is less than sort of 20 or 12-ish, right? So it's a very small number. Like, for example, if you ask a little child, I think we talked about this before. You ask a little child how old this person is. This child is, you say, 你几岁? 岁 means years of age. 你几岁? If you ask a old granny, you can't say 你几岁, otherwise it would be an insult. You say 你 or 您, right? That's a polite form of 你. 多大? How old? Or 您多大年纪? That's more polite way of saying it. Anyway, so 现在几点？几 how many o'clock? 那么 see why do you use how many o'clock instead of what time? Why don't you say 什么时间? Right? It is because that in Chinese we are viewing all the numbers as sort of a quantity. Whenever we want to question the number, we try to replace the number with a how many word, the word for how many, which is 几. That is why. But you can say 有什么时间 or 什么时候.什么时候,什么 is what, 时候 is time, to question the time. And that would be more close to the English meaning of the word when. Okay, this is more general instead of what time, if I made that clear. Anyway, now let's take a look. So what time is it now? Or what time is it in Chinese is now how many o'clock, right? So the first episode or first chapter, A says 现在几点? Now how many o'clock? What time is it? And B says 现在10点10分. So now is. Well, where is the word is? Is omitted because usually when there is a number in the sort of verb section, when A is B and B contains a number in there, for example, a year of age or a time or what else? Or a day, a date, and 是 might be omitted, can be omitted. Okay? And then A continues to ask, say, 中午几点吃饭? Or 中午 noon. 几点 how many o'clock? So how many o'clock around noon? In English people get confused. Noon is 12 o'clock. Why are you asking how many o'clock around noon? But that's because we have quite different understanding of the word noon. In Chinese people, when we say 中午, it's around 12 o'clock. I mean, it could be 12:30. That's noon, right? It's very indefinite. Right, so that's why we ask 中午几点吃饭. So 中午 has a period of time, and during this period of time, what time it is that we are going to 吃饭, eat food. And B says 12点吃饭. 12点, that's 12 o'clock. Okay. So that is conversation number one. And in conversation number two, we have A saying 爸爸什么时候回家? That's right, we have what time. Literally, what time? 什么时候? And literally, that means that is what time, but not what time in English. It's when in English, right? And the word what time in Chinese is 几点. And think about the difference between what time and when. What time is more Specific asking for a specific clock. What time is it? What time are you? What time do you usually get up? Right? Let's say 6 o'clock, 6:30. Or 什么时候 can be answered by next year or next month. And after I finish my homework. See, all these are time that can be very, very general, very, very vague even. Not vague, but just very general, right? So that is 什么时候. And then B says 下午5点. Of course, you can use a specific time to answer what time. Sorry, to answer the word when, right? Or 什么时候 in Chinese. Now A says 我们什么时候去看电影? 去 go see a film. There's no to in Chinese. Usually not. 我们什么时候 time before action. And then B says 6点30分. In this sentence, you can totally replace what time with 几点 because you're requesting a very specific time. You can say 我们几点去看电影? And B says 6点30分. Okay. So, another small thing that I would like to talk about. A lot of a lot of Chinese learners are trying to say go home. They're trying to say 去家, like go 去, literally. Home is 家. But in Chinese, we don't really do that, right? This is sort of a special phrase. We say return home. Why? Maybe because, home is something special. Something special. We can't use home as in other places that you can just go to. You have to return home. Okay, it's actually beautiful if you think about it. We treat the word home differently than any other spaces in terms of to go to. So we say 回家 instead of 去家. Now, number 3, we have A saying 我星期一去北京. 星期一 Monday time before action 去北京 go to Beijing. And B says 你想在北京住几天? 几天 how many days? Very small number. You live how many days, right? There's a time after a verb. Why? I thought we talked about time before action. Yes, but this time is not a time. This time is a length of time or duration of time. So of course, it's not a time that an action happens in or during, right? It is a length of time where this action has or will be lasting. So that's why 几天 is used after the word 住. Live for how many days? In Beijing. Would like to. 你想在北京住几天? A says 住3天. To live for 3 days. 星期五前能回家吗? 前 is before or earlier than. We have learned this word, this character before. That means in front of. I mean, in front of is before, isn't it? Right? Before me, there's a car before me, so there's a car in front of me. In English, we share the same use of the word 前. So, and then before also means previous. Okay, so that's not too difficult to understand. 星期五前, and in Chinese, but the only difference in Chinese, we use 前 after a time or an action, like 吃饭前 before eat food. 星期五前 before Friday. 能回家吗? Can you, 你能回家吗? 你 is omitted. Can you go home before Friday? 能. Yeah, we just use 能 can to answer the question with 能, right? 你能坐下吗? Can you sit down? 能, right? 你能说汉语吗? Can you speak English? I mean, can you speak Chinese? 你能说汉语吗? 能. 我能说汉语. All good as answers to that question. All right, so that's lesson 11. Hope you had a good time. I will see you in lesson 12 very shortly. Bye bye.